Hello everyone, I'm Vidita and I'm going to give you a short glance of the speech that was narrated by Hillary Clinton on United Nations 4th World Conference on Women. Here it goes. I would like to thank the Secretary General for inviting me to be a part of this important United Nations 4th World Conference on Women. This is truly a celebration of contributions that women make at every aspect of their lives. In the home, on the job, in communities, as mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, learners, workers, citizens, and leaders. It is also a coming together, much the way women come together every day in every country. We come together in the fields and factories, in village markets and supermarkets, in living rooms and boardrooms. Whether it is while playing with our children in the park or having a break at the office water coolers, we come together and we talk about our aspirations and concern. And time and again, our talks turn out to be to our children and our families. However different we may appear, but there is far more that unites us than divides us. We share a common future, and we are here to find a common ground so that we may bring a new respect and dignity to women and girls all around the world. And in so doing, we bring new strength and stability to families all around. By gathering here in Beijing, we focus world attention on issues that matter the most in our life, the life of women and our families. Access to education, health care, jobs and credits, the chance to enjoy basic legal and human rights, and to participate fully in the political issues, political lives of our countries. There are some who question the reason for these conferences. Let them listen to the voices of women in their homes, neighborhoods, and workplaces. There are some who wonder whether the lives of women and girls matter to economic and political progress around the globe. Let them look at the women gathered here and at Huero, the homemakers and nurses, the teachers and lawyers, the policymakers and the women who run their own businesses. It is conferences like this that compels government and people everywhere to listen, look, and face the world's most pressing problems. Wasn't it after all after the Women's Conference at Nairobi 10 years ago that the world focused for the first time on crisis of domestic violence? Over past 25 years, I have worked persistently on issues related to women, children and families. Over past 2.5 years, I have had opportunities to learn more about the issues related to women, challenges facing women in my own country and around the world. The great challenge of this conference is to give voices to women everywhere whose experiences go unnoticed, whose voices go unheard. Women comprise more than half of the world's population, 70% of world's poor, and two-thirds of those who are not taught to read and write. We are the primary caretakers of most of the world's children and elderly. Yet, much of the work that we do is not valued, not by economists, not by historians, not by popular culture, and not by government leaders. At this very moment, as we sit here, the women around the world are giving birth, raising children, cooking meals, washing clothes, cleaning houses, planting crops, working on assembly lines, running companies, and running countries. Women also are dying with diseases that should have been prevented or treated. They are watching their children succumb to malnutrition caused by poverty and economic deprivation. They are being denied their right to go to school by their own brothers, and fathers. Speaking to you today, I speak for them, just as each of us speaks for the women around the world who are denied the chance to go to school, or see a doctor, or own property, or have a say about the directions of their lives simply because they are women. The truth is that most of the women work both inside and outside the houses, usually as a necessity. Tragically, women are the most often ones whose human rights are violated. It is the time for us to say here in Beijing and for the world to hear that it is no longer acceptable to discuss women rights separate as human rights. These abuses have continued because for too long the history of women has been a history of silence. There are some who are trying to silence our voices even today. But the voices of this conference and the women at Huaro must be heard clearly and loudly. It is a violation of human right when babies are denied food, or drowned, or suffocated, or their spines broken simply because they are born girls. It is a violation of human rights when women and girls are sold into the slavery of prostitution for human greed and all such kinds of reason that justify such practices should no longer be tolerated. It is a violation of human rights when women are doused with gasoline, set on fire, or burned to death because their marriage dowries are deemed too small. As long as discriminations and inequities remain at a common place in the world, and women and girls are valued less, fed last, overworked, underpaid, not schooled, subjected to violence in and outside their houses, the will, the potential of human family to create a peaceful and prosperous world will not be realized. Let this conference be our and the world's call to action. Let us heed this call so that we can create a world in which every woman is treated with respect and dignity, in which every girl and every boy is loved and cared for equally, and every family gets the hope of a strong and a stable future. The time is now. We must move beyond the rhetoric. We must move beyond the recognition of problems to working together to have the common efforts to build that common ground we hope to see. God's blessing on you, your work, and all who will benefit from it. Godspeed and thank you very much.